Recording.
Recording in progress.
Recording in
Hey,
progress.
recording in progress. You have a better mechanized
Voice.
AI human lady voice.
But I would actually say recording in progress. I wouldn't say progress.
Progress. Is it a
Recording
long
in
or a short? Oh,
progress.
anybody. Again, we come stumbling out of the gate. This is
Stumbling.
episode 5. Show them how many five. Look at that.
Cinco.
5. That's a whole hand's worth of episodes of the
You're a handful.
Fran. Hey, oh, know what I'm saying? Carlo and Fran get OCR adjacent. I was gonna make a little joke about like we don't know what the name of the show is, but I guess that's the name of the show now. And I guess I just made that joke. Oh, Fran's having technical difficulty. If I could find one of those little technical difficulty, like do. Actually, I could probably put the graphic up, but I wouldn't know how to put the music behind it yet. Is it back? Oh, yeah. There you go.
Use my for all of this. You think it would work, but it doesn't. I've got a beautiful. I wish these were our sponsors. I have a beautiful microphone which every now and again decides to work, and I can't afford to replace it.
And we are
Well,
rolling today.
we are rolling. We are rocking and
I might
rolling.
actually have to learn how to edit out a few things.
We are rocking and roading. Okay, so welcome to episode 5 of Carlo and Fran Get OCR Adjacent. It has been a busy weekend. A busy
It has
weekend.
been a busy weekend. Does it mean we
Really
know
has.
everything about what happened?
I know
I
nothing
mean,
about what happened. What was I doing?
I
I don't remember. I was at school, so I didn't pay any attention to OCR this weekend.
on the weekend?
Yeah, because I have
Ooh,
a full-time job, so
I know. So do I. I'm going there shortly.
I got back from mine shortly.
Just so you know. What did I was my weekend busy? Yeah, but it was busy being oh, there's my watch. I was wondering where my watch went. I just found it. Squirrel or
Écureuil.
écureuil. I was saying
Écureuil.
that a lot on my hike this weekend. I kept saying like it's an écureuil. But I kept making it more and more fake
Yeah,
French.
on écureuil,
It's an écureuil.
huh?
You just shove your tongue out when you're talking and it sounds French. I'm gonna go for a walk down the pathway. Anyway, welcome back, everybody. All 12 of you
Bonjour.
who,
Welcome
and 4 of
in.
those are my friends and family, probably who are watching it. We have straight out of the gate some community news. Is it a lot? No, but it's still news. May I go first?
You may.
First off, this is actually a little bit, a couple weeks old, but nobody cares because it's still news. Our friend Ryan Atkins, right? Friend of the program. I'm pretty sure he's watched.
He really likes this program and listens
He
every week
does.
and
He
finds it
does. Now
valuable. Finds it valuable and informative.
he hasn't told me he likes it. He hasn't like liked
Not
any of the
liked,
things.
shared. He's not told
No, he
me, but
hasn't made a single comment about it. But we know.
he's
He's
cool, so he will like it.
yes. He's liking us like adjacently,
Mm.
right?
Mhm.
Anyway, Ryan summited Mt Denali, which by the way, I know you're thinking like, how tall is Mt Denali? Funny you should ask. It's actually 20,310 feet, or for you on the metric system, which is a way better system, by the way, that is 6,190 meters.
Holy macaroni,
That's a
that
lot
is
of meters.
high.
And there are
It's
3.281 feet in a meter. Here's the deal. No one doesn't think Ryan can do crazy things like this. The main reason why I wanted to bring that up is Lindsay Webster posted this picture of him eating ice cream, and he has like the best like 1980s Quebec hockey player mullet going on right now. And I just
it's
did this because I
awesome.
wanted to post this picture. Because I'm like, I responded. I'm like, dude, that's solid. And he was like, mullet game. And
Do
so see, he responds.
you think you could have a mullet by the time World Stuff Is Mudder rolls around?
Ooh, what are we talking? Let's see. July, August, September, October,
Did you
November.
just hear that
Five.
mosquito that flew near my microphone?
I did not. That's
It,
5 months away. I could not. I would just have really dumb looking hair in 5. If I let it grow up for 5 straight months and then shave the sides, the back wouldn't even be long enough to be like. "Meh, meh." I did have a mullet when I was a teenager though, because they were flat top, shaved on the sides with a mullet. You know what I mean? Business up front, party in the back. I 100% had that when I was in high school.
I think you could do it.
do photos exist? They're actually physical photos. So, because we didn't have digital cameras back then.
Did you not?
Not in the late 80s, girl.
I forget
I'm that
how
old.
old you are.
I know. I'm like, I'm old.
Do you
I'm
meet
old.
people sometimes and you're like, I could be your father? I met someone at the weekend and I was like, I could be your mom.
I work with people where I'm like, I work with people where I'm like, you weren't born when I started working here. I've had that
Wow.
before. Yeah.
Really? Well done holding on to a job so long. I've never managed that.
Yeah, it'll be 30 years here. And well, we'll see. Actually, it's a weird time to say that. We've got a lot going on at work. So maybe by next week's show, we'll have a totally different update. Anyway,
Anyway.
more community news that I have. And this to me is just bonkers because I don't understand. Like, there's marathons and there's ultra marathons and there's ultra and there's 50s and there's hundreds and there whatever. World's Toughest Mudder participants, Jake Ramsby and John Straigis, both completed the Tahoe 200 over the course of the last 3 days.
200 miles.
200 miles.
200 miles.
And it's not like, oh, I'm gonna go. What?
I don't know.
Dose. You said two something. So you don't even know what you said. I love it. And I'm just
I'll do it in
rolling with it.
Spanish and then.
I live
Yeah,
kind
I
of in a
don't-
heavy Spanish speaking area. So I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah. She probably said, go on, tell me more. And I was like, okay, I'll tell you more.
Sorry.
No, this is on the Tahoe Rim Trail. Like, this is like, they probably had like 30,000 feet of elevation gain. And I'm probably underestimating what they had. But yeah, Jake Ramsby finished yesterday around 8 p.m. And then John Straigis finished this morning at about 9 p.m.
That sounds awful. Well done to them.
Nothing about, imagine being like, I'm going to run a 100 miler. And you run a 100 miler. And when you get to the finish line, they go, good, now turn around and go back
Do
the
it
way you
again.
came. Yeah, I'd be like,
Mm-mm.
That's when I decided, actually, back when I wanted to run a marathon, I trained for a half marathon as a build up. And I finished the half marathon and I was like, you know what? The last thing I want to do right now is turn around and go the other way. This is way back before I was doing OCR stuff.
Yeah,
And
but
so
do you
I was
think
like,
that's partly down to just because I think we're capable of achieving what our goal is, and sometimes not much more than that. So if our goal is a half marathon, we're not going to go, I'm going to do it again. But if you're doing a marathon, you get to a half marathon, you're like, cool, I'm halfway there.
you know what? I absolutely agree. And I've shared this with friends when we're out running. Like, if I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go run 5 miles today, right?
Mm.
Like, when I get to mile 4, I start feeling like, oh my God, I
Mhm.
wish I can't wait to get done. But if
Mhm.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna go run 10 miles today, no problem at mile 4. But like mile 8 or 9, I start getting that same feeling. So it's all up here, Fran.
Brains are stupid.
They can be. Have you met Jack Goris? He's got a big old dumb brain.
Unfortunately, yes.
You know what? Let's get him out of the way.
Ugh, fine.
Since we brought him up, it's a perfect time to segue into the Jack Goris 30-second worldwide weather update. Take it away, Jack. Point to the ceiling.
Hello, Jack here for the weather report right here in Italy, Folgoria. The weather is weather, it's 60, 59 degrees. And European standards, it's like 4 or 5 liters, 2 gallons of heat. Who knows? Tomorrow is supposed to do like that. When water falls from the sky, we call that rain in America. In Europe, they call it rain too. So it'll be doing that possibly like in the late afternoon.
There you go. He was in Italy when he filmed that. I don't think he even mentioned it. And if he did, good for him. I didn't even watch the clip.
Maybe you did. I didn't watch it either.
I haven't watched it until when I edit it tonight or tomorrow or whenever I edit this.
Thank
Who
you, Jack. We
knows?
really appreciate your input.
Fran,
Talking
do
of
you have any
Italy,
community
talking
news?
of Italy, that's a nice segue, a word we use every single week, into my community news, which is brief and depressing.
It is sad.
So there's a Belgian athlete called Thibaut Deboucher. He's a really, really, really great athlete, and a really nice guy. And I've been super excited because he's coming back to OCRWC this year. We've done an athlete profile to celebrate it. I've chatted to him a bit. However, at the weekend, it was the OCR European Champs, the federated ones, and they happened in Italy. And he had an unfortunate accident on a slip wall kind of thing.
Yep.
And
Warped
currently,
wall, Everest.
warped wall, half a quarter pipe.
Quarter pipe.
is unsure of the extent of the injury, and he was gearing up for a really good racing year.
Yeah.
So we don't currently know how he's doing and whether he'll be able to get back to racing quickly. And
We
we all
don't.
know from seeing other athletes who have been injured how bad it can be and how long it can take. So we are sending our, greatest thoughts
Healing.
and love
We
and
do healing
healing
vibes. We're sending
powers
healing
to
vibes.
him.
Yeah. And he wrote a post about like what happened, and it was like he was like just kind of like throwing his leg up and over, and it just kind of
Doing an
and
obstacle, yeah.
yeah. And I'll tell you, as someone who has torn a cruciate ligament twice in the same knee, it's you don't want I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it.
So
Things I
that's my
don't.
not very happy community news. Is there anything else? No.
Fran, just bringing the room down.
Wah, wah, wah.
Sad trombone. Wah, wah. Wonderful. Well, I have that's pretty much it for community news. I'm going to need the community to be a little more newsworthy. Okay?
Okay.
This is me talking straight to the community.
Mhm.
Coming right up in your ear holes. Be more, do something. I want to have a stick, like a poker. Do something. Do something creative and exciting and active. Don't just post memes. Nothing wrong with memes, though, by the way. I send memes to my quality friends.
Love memes.
I do
I
too.
must get that meme I was telling you about.
Yes, your Spider-Man meme?
I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna remake it, and I'm gonna put it on here because
okay,
it's like the best meme ever. Because I think
excuse me, my dog has decided that she needs attention, and so do a little scruffy right there.
Oh, scratch me, Daddy.
There we go. How about some race results? Anybody listen to that? Anybody listen to just audio? Is this like, what's just happened? What did I switch channels? Do people still switch channels? I don't even know.
My face goes so red so quickly when I get embarrassed.
So in Michigan this past weekend, there was a Tough Mudder Infinity, and I found the results for it. So I thought, let's talk about the Tough Mudder Infinity, shall we?
Yeah,
Okay.
do.
Our buddy for the men. So this is really interesting. Tough Mudder, I don't know. Sometimes they do some weird stuff. So the Infinity is the 8-hour race where you do as many laps as you can on the regular Tough Mudder course. But they have the full and the half course. So you could do just, I think you have to do at least one full length course, and then you can do as many of the other ones as you want. So some people did like 4 of the 10-mile course. Some people did 6 of the, but here's the weird thing. The main course was 10 miles.
I thought they'd just put it down to one distance.
No, people were running both because the results actually said what they did. So, but the weird thing is the short loop was 4.8 miles, like officially. So the winner, who was Brett Holtzclaw, did 44.8 miles in 8 hours. He ran 4 of the 10-mile laps and 1 of the 4.8-mile laps. Wow. Which, by the way, 44.8 miles
is
the single greatest distance ever done in the history of Infinity.
Really?
So, congrats to Brock Holtzclaw for that. Second place with 44.4 miles was Spencer Ladow, however he wants to say it. And Jacob Paul, Pahl, was third place with 44.4. For the women, Megan Black was first place with 34.4 miles. Deanna Braz, who, I don't know if you know Deanna. We all know Deanna. She's a fixture in the toughest, world's toughest community. Just a sweetheart with a great smile. And she was a distance runner in college. And she's just a lovely woman. She took second, also at 34.4 miles. And Trisha Messick was in third place with 34 miles. Do you have... I have other things, but if you have something, I'll let you interject.
Yes, so we also had a Tough Mudder Infinity here, and it happened in Scotland this weekend. I was supposed to be there, as we've spoken about now 3 or 4 times.
What? I've never heard that.
So I'm hoping these are the correct results, because when you said I have Tough Mudder Infinity results, I was like, oh my God, he got the Scotland results. And then I realized it was not Scotland. So I've just been like,
Did you rip those off of OCR, buddy?
No, these are just from the Infinity page. So.
Nice. And also, OCR Buddy doesn't have race results. They only have upcoming races.
So, Tough Mudder Infinity Scotland. I really hope these are correct. In first place is, for the men, is Grant Thompson with 43.9 miles. Yeah, it is also the same. He did 3 10.6 mile loops and 2 5.15 mile loops. So 43.9 miles for Grant Thompson. In second
Nice
place
job,
for the men, Peter Gleason with 37.7 miles. And in third place is Sean Cowan with 37.7 miles.
Love
Now,
it.
I feel like I should also give a special mention to Matthias Reelstrup,
Yes. I was hoping you would.
who also got 37.7 miles, but just obviously did it slower. So
Just a
I
little bit
feel
slower.
like he should have just kind of got a mention there. So also what I want to do is find the women's results. How do
I
we do
believe in you. I believe in you.
that? So
Even
for the
though-
women, in first place was Jackie Bow with
That's right.
33.4 miles.
I say that's right. I have no idea, but I'm
He
just
has
gonna.
no idea.
Oh, solid, solid. Yes, Jackie Bow.
Second place, Ruth Battersea with 31.5.
That's a cool name.
And in third place, Libby Joyce.
Little UK Libby.
Little UK Libby with 27.2 miles.
We love Libby. She's a sweetheart.
Now, as I did it for the others, I'm gonna. Well, okay, no, I can't. The following 6 women got the same 27.2 miles. I'm not going to mention all of those, but well done to all of them.
Great job for the other 5 who got 27.7, 2, 4,
27.2.
27.2.
So there we go.
I love it. There was also an event in the US called the Gaylord Gauntlet 5K.
We mentioned that last week, thanks to OCR Buddy. We knew it was coming up.
OCR Buddy, that's right. And I was like, that's not a real event. But I wanted to do the results mainly because I wanted to read this little blurb about the Gaylord Sports Association, which does all this incredible work for adaptive athletes. And so just really quick, I wanted to read their
Please do.
little thing because it sounds like such a fun organization. It says, Gaylord Sports Association provides adaptive sports for individuals with physical and visual disabilities, including wounded veterans. Sports Association offers 15 different sports and is Connecticut's, that's a state in the United States, and is Connecticut's largest adaptive sports program. Participants enjoy activities that are provided to them at low or no cost, such as golf, snow skiing, adaptive cycling, archery, water skiing, and adaptive rock climbing. Or team sports, such as wild chair. Nope, we're going to call that wheelchair. Rugby, tennis, and wild chair. That's totally different. And sled hockey, and not to mention, clearly, an obstacle course.
Amazing.
So they have a bunch of results, and I'm just going to kind of blast through them.
Okay.
So for the male, and again, this is all on their 5K course. The male, we had Austin Neidl in first place. Sean Houlihan. That's a great name.
That's a very American name.
Yeah, not hooligan. Then he'd be in the UK. Houlihan was in second.
There's a film called Houlihan.
Peyton Durant was in third. For the top, okay, this is important. The top women finishers, Caitlin Barker was in first place. But if you look at the times, Caitlin Barker was also technically second overall for the whole event. So take that, Sean Houlihan and Peyton Durant. Caitlin Barker, Trisha Coppola was second. Jessica Boutine, not poutine, which is a delicious Canadian.
I love poutine.
You know what? I didn't want to like it. And then when I was in Vancouver.
Like it. It's just chips with sauce on top. It's basically the Canadian version of chips and gravy.
Gravy, and I know. It's so delicious. Like
Which,
it's so.
If you come to the UK for Europe's Toughest Mudder, we'll go get chips and gravy. I'll give you a chip bomb. I'll have to talk to you about that because Dustin thought it was disgusting. You'll love it. But anyway, carry on with the results, the important stuff.
A chip bomb. Okay. Adaptive wheelchair. Anthony Piccioni was in first place, and Josh. Wow. So we had Anthony Piccioni in first, and Josh Buglioni in second. So clearly it was an all-Italian wave. Adaptive mobility impaired females. I don't know exactly what that entails, but we had Denise Etheridge. We had Denise Eldridge, Brooke Royka, and Lori Bizzario. Her last name is Bizzario.
How'd you spell it?
I got a Bizzario.
It is Bizzario.
I now want to find her online and start following her just so I can tag her in this, and she'll be like, "What
If I were her, I would be doing this podcast and it would be called like That's Bizarrio.
Look at you.
Yeah.
You've got a history in media. Look at you. Adaptive mobility impaired males. Josh Redfield, first place. Lee Shoot in second place. Matthew Boigno in third place. Adaptive visually impaired, which I have a friend who will occasionally get together with an association for visually impaired people and like run like half marathons
Super
with
cool.
an athlete
Oh.
who like kind of just hang on to you. And but think about it, they do trail too. I'm like, you got to be like, watch out for the rock.
We have people that do OCR. There's what's his name? There's two. There's a young fella and an older fella, and they.
It was blind Pete who used to do
Blind
Tough Mudder.
Pete, and there's it's like shades or something. And they do it. They do obstacles.
Yeah.
Blind.
So I remember watching so you know King of Swingers, right? The original OG King of Swingers. You climb up the thing, jump. Okay. That thing was around for a long time. My biggest claim to shame is that I've never, out of 20 something times doing it, never got the bell. Never got the bell. Now, granted, being a shorter stature doesn't help either. I was in a Tough Mudder in LA one time. Blind Pete went up there with his cane, like tap, 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 figures out where the thing is, tosses his cane to his friend, jump, ding,
Amazing.
hits the bell. The blind guy hit the bell. I'm still...
Step up, Carlo.
No bell.
Step up.
Exactly. Okay, so what was that? Adaptive visually impaired. Michael Tuniak, first place. David Alejandro, second place. Justin Tustico, third place. Adaptive guide / team. There's a lot of events, or a lot of results. John Redfield first. Brian Schuppel second. Dominic Morales third. And adaptive guide / team for females. Sarah Thornton first. Dale O'Toole second. Kimberly Fredzall third.
Amazing.
And
That's
that was
impressive.
a whole bunch of people at the Gaylord Gauntlet 5K.
I think that kind of opens up a bit of conversation about adaptive athletes and OCR because there is a group in the UK, Adaptive Athletes UK, and it's really difficult because, you know, they contact you and they're saying, do you have an adaptive athlete wave? And I said, well, we don't, because we don't really know how, and there's not enough people, but clearly there are people. And what is it? Is it a build it and they will come, or wait for the demand kind of thing? And I also don't know what goes into building it and making an
That's a good point. I don't know.
But yeah, clearly there are people that want it. So
there are. Those are the results that I have. Do you have any more results?
So, yes. So at the weekend, it was also the European OCR Championships. That's the federated event.
It was?
Yeah.
I had no idea because I never saw any. If it wasn't for the athletes, I would see nothing about it.
Yeah, so I have looked for the results and I have not been that successful. I have the women's that have the Elite 15K and I have the short race. That's just what they've called it, the short race. Whether that's the 100 meters or the 3K, I don't know. There was also a team event. I don't have the results for that, but I do know that Ida Matilde was not happy.
She was not.
So I will go with the results for the short race. And this is just from Instagram. I can't find anything on the website. So apologies, people who are not getting recognized.
We do what we can do.
So in first place for the women is Elisa Petrova. Oh, no, I've got more results after this. I'll just find them. Elisa Petrova. Second place is Helen Schuster. And third place, Henriette Bardum. They have spelt her name wrong, I think.
Unlike boredom, which is people trying to watch our race results.
Oh yeah, our race results are dull as dishwater.
Yeah, and dishwater is pretty exciting.
Yeah. No, her name is Bardrum. They've spelt it Bradrum. For the men, in first place is Stine Legrand. Second place, Jesse De Gea, and third place, Thibaut Deboucher. You should be starting to recognize these names now because they're.
I know Thibaut. That must have been before he injured himself.
Hurt himself. And then for the long race, the long course was Elisa Petrova again in first, Sarah Bockstrom in second, and Elsa Riepstra in third. For the men, it's again Stine Legrand, second Jesse De Gea, third Loris Pintarelli.
Okay.
Now, there was also a Spartan race in Switzerland, and this is where it kind of gets confusing because wasn't there a team event too?
at the
Yeah,
at
the results aren't up. I can't find the results.
By the way, can I just one thing about the team that I saw and I thought it was a fantastic obstacle. I don't know if you saw any of the footage. By the way, if there's an
Hanging onto
event,
the pole.
if there's an event, no, that was the post race party. But you know, if there's an event in the world and Jack Goris isn't there taking photos, did the event really happen?
Yeah,
Because Jack
there's
actually
been
took
some
photos
good
at this
things.
event, and if it wasn't for Jack, honestly,
There would be no pictures.
I wouldn't even. Yeah, I don't know. But yes, there was a for the 3-person team, they had like a log, like maybe like an 8-foot log, and one member was in the front, one member was in the back, and the third member of the team had to sloth hang, and you had to do a big up and around and back.
Which is
like,
actually not easy.
no,
It's not easy.
even if you're no matter which position you are on that threesome, then that's anyway.
Never easy.
I hope I can find a picture of that because that was really cool.
Yeah, there's Jack took pictures. It'll be
So
already
there's a
up on the
Spartan
screen.
race where?
So there's a Spartan race in Switzerland. So this is kind of the confusing thing because there was an OCR media outlet that said about Elisa Petrova. Now, Elisa Petrova is a fantastic athlete, and I don't want to take anything away from her, but they were saying, is she the best female athlete out there right now? Because she keeps winning stuff. But then there was a Spartan race in Switzerland, and in first place for the women was Esther Hortobagiova. Now, in my opinion, Esther comes neck and neck with Lindsay Webster. Like the two of those,
Ooh, okay.
one will win, the other will win. Like she is now. Lindsay's not racing because of pregnancy. I would say Esther is the best out there, but she was at a different race. And then I looked at these results and I was like, there is a lot of good competition at the Spartan Switzerland race. So happened on the same day, happens all the time. So for the Spartan Super Pro Champ Saint Croix, first place, Esther Hortobayeva. Second place, Claudia Bongiovanni. And third place, Ilaria Altrinieri.
All beautiful names, by the way.
And then for the men, this is where you'll recognize more names and be like, oh, holy heck, they were there. They weren't at the European champs. Gregory Basilico. Gregory Basilico, possibly one of the best male OCR athletes in Europe.
Say that again. It's such a beautiful name.
Gregory Basilico.
Yeah. Yeah.
Second place, Thibaut Jean.
How many Thibauts are there in this sport?
A lot.
Yeah.
And
is
then
that a common
third
name in
place,
Europe?
Manuel Dufault.
Holding it down for the 40-somethings.
Yeah, so
even though I'm older than that, but still.
Would have been interesting to have all those athletes together at the same event to see what had happened.
Will he be at OCR-WC?
Manuel, I hope so.
I hope so too.
He's traveling to the US again this year for races, so I hope he'll come. He was one of the highlights of OCR-WC from last year. Was meeting him, meeting Leon, meeting me.
Yeah, heck, meeting Adrian. I hadn't actually met Adrian until last year, so
he's like one of my favorite people.
He is, seriously, like, what a good dude.
What a good dude.
So, oh yeah, more. Oh, you're still trying to find more too.
Nope, that's it. That's it. That's all my results I've got. I was just kind of scooching over for upcoming races, but we can do that in a bit because I always feel the results, as important as they are for everyone, are a little bit boring.
They are absolutely the most boring part of the whole show.
So I don't want to bore people too much.
I literally catch myself zoning out when I'm trying to. I'm like, what can we approve? What can we? And I watch and I'll be like, we can just cut out the entire results section.
But it's not fair on people.
That was also the reason that we wanted to start the show in the first place. So it's like, but
I think we just have to practice getting faster at it.
But there's sometimes when there's a lot.
Yeah.
How profound was that right there? You know, Fran.
Wait a second. Mont Tremblant.
Mont Tremblant? What?
Did we not do the Spartan Mont Tremblant results?
That would be you because it's Europe.
No, it's not. It's Canada.
Oh, the Canadian one?
Yeah.
You can't speak French and have me expect to think that it's going to be
Canada, a country near you that speaks French. Let's have a look. I bet the OCR report has got results. So I apologize.
Oh, they do.
It's the end of my day and I just suck at, you know.
And it's the beginning of my day, even though it's the afternoon, because I work nights. So
okay, congratulations to our Canada National Series Tremblant Super Pro Championship winners. Brendan Neely. Okay, this has just got Instagram names, so I'm not sure what their real names are. Brendan Neely at Mike Fit, and third place, the Modern Superhero. I'm sorry that we are so terrible at having your results. For the women, Lisa Muzak, Beatrice Moyes and Suzanne Nitinsky,
Did you say the third place finisher was the modern superhero?
which is Samuel Hibbert.
Where did that name? Does he call himself the modern superhero?
Yeah, that's his Instagram handle.
Oh, okay. I hope that's
Samuel or Samuel Hibbert or Hibbert.
not to be confused with Sam Wise.
No. So there we go. That was the results for that. Mike Fit is Mikhail Guerrillo. God, we suck. Okay, there's one more.
The
Spartan,
modern
Colorado
I'm just going with a
Springs.
modern superhero.
Spartan, Colorado Springs. Anthony Kunkel.
There was
Mark
a Spartan in
Goodett.
Colorado Springs.
First place, Anthony
Friend, this
Kunkel.
bit is already 20 minutes too long.
Colorado Springs on Ultra. Anthony Kunkel, Mark Goodett. Got it.
Anthony Kunkel, he's going to do 125 miles
Matt
at World Toughest
Taverner.
Mudder some year.
For the women, Yara Alves, Jessica Doobie, Doob, and Dawn Westrom. There we go. Results are done.
Okay. Do you know why Anthony Kunkel came in first place?
Because he's a modern superhero?
No, he's not. But he does have a witch on his team, and that's a fact. They have a team witch in their Durango place.
We have a team bitch.
Your words, not mine. You know what we don't have, and I wish we did?
Wait.
Sponsors. But it seems like a good time to talk about sponsors we wish we had. Did you watch, by the way, last week, my little sponsors we wish we had thing with the little dinosaurs? Sponsors it has a little.
I went through it like 3 times.
A little placard with dinosaurs, like a little raptor on it, each one. I was watching it and everyone was like, why did you do the dinosaur? I was like, I don't know. At least you noticed it. You clearly did not.
Listen, a lot happens and I remembered most of it. The bit with Evan for Paris made me laugh, but that's about as much.
Thank you.
Anyway, I wish this was a sponsor. Just before
Rode
microphones.
Rode microphones.
So just before I came on the call, I was researching.
Is there anything worse than being on a show when there's poor microphone usage?
No, I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying. If only we had some Rode microphones, because I like past tense microphones. That's what I like. Ride microphones, not good. Rode microphones, yes, please.
Yes, please. Rode. Actually, I don't know how it's pronounced because that's got an accent on it.
So wait, you just have a bag for a microphone, but not the actual microphone?
No, it goes on top of the microphone to protect it, but that's the brand. I wish these were a sponsor because...
So you have a pop shield for a microphone, but not the actual microphone?
No, I've got a pop shield and a microphone. This is just a little protector that goes on when I'm not using it to tuck it in, go to sleep.
But made by that company. Yeah. So you have one.
I have one. I want more.
Oh, fair.
This one keeps breaking. Too. This one keeps breaking.
That's not a good endorsement.
It's because my cellar is a bit damp, I think. And I want one for
microphones because Fran keeps breaking the one that she bought with her hard-earned euros. Or did you buy that with quid?
Sterling, yeah.
What? How many types of currency do you have?
Pound sterling.
Oh, my daughter's name is Sterling.
You work in currency.
We're not on British.
But you should know.
I work in currency. That is such a kind of. Anyway,
I would like Rode. I don't think I pronounce it Rode. I would like them as a sponsor. They're made in Australia. They're handmade in Australia.
Oh, I do love the accent.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
You've got a bit quiet since you messed about with your microphone, by the way. Yeah, I would like them. That took me 20 minutes to say because Carlo kept interrupting me.
Is that what happened? Carlo kept interrupting you?
Yeah.
Well, now mine doesn't seem at all as cool as yours because I want us to be sponsored by whatchamacallit? Hostess Snowballs.
Elmo.
Do you know what Hostess Snowballs are?
Something I probably can't eat.
Everything's artificial. Yeah.
Yum.
They're so it's basically like a little chocolate cakey thing, right? Hostess, right? It's like Twinkies and stuff like that. They make that kind of stuff.
We don't have that food. Do you know most of stuff like that is illegal in the UK?
And it should be. It should be. Like I said, nothing.
I mean, genuinely, I nearly bought some bubblegum for Evelyn, and I was like, "This is not legal at home. I'm not going to give it to her."
Bubblegum's not legal?
The colorings,
Wow, that's cool.
the E numbers.
But that's why all your food is so bland.
No, our food is delicious, beige, but delicious.
Did you say beige?
Oh, that brings us right back to chip bombs. Oh my God. You're gonna have one. We are gonna have them for Europe stuff. It's
A chip bomb?
Yeah.
But I feel like I didn't fully describe what Hostess
I know.
snowballs are.
I know.
Picture the little cupcake from like the cupcake Hostess cupcake, right? But they wrap it in what is supposedly marshmallow. I don't know what it is. And they cover it in artificially flavored and colored pink coconut sprinkles. And they're delicious. And I probably have one pack every few weeks. As a
You
little
should
treat yourself.
try when you come to the UK.
It's kind of like saying treat yourself to cancer, because that's probably what I get from having it. But
You should try Tunnock's tea cakes. So they're like
I feel like you're making up
biscuit.
words.
There might be jam in there, but I'm not sure. There's a biscuit, marshmallow, and then it's coated in chocolate. They are a Scottish delicacy.
A Scottish delicacy.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
This is probably one of our episodes, that's for sure. One of our episodes. Now Fran, do you have any thoughts on things? I do.
Yeah, go on.
So I'm going to go with a question and for you. And hopefully you will answer it. And then I will go like, aw, or I'll go like, interesting, or whatever. What do you say? Unlike this program, interesting. All right, ready? If you can go back and relive one day in your life without changing anything about it, which day would you revisit?
So I have a daughter, so people would probably think it was something to do with her, but it wouldn't be.
Not necessarily.
No, it's nothing to do with her, even though like every day of her being 3 was perfection.
See, I was at 4, yeah. My daughter in the four-year-old range was like
still so fat and gorgeous.
Yes, but still
However,
like self-sufficient. She could go potty by herself.
But so cute and
out.
say these little things with little voices and toddle around with the fat leg.
It was so happy. Yeah.
Anyway, wouldn't be that.
Anyway.
So the first thing I ever did in TV was 10 years ago next year. And it was a sports game show. And it was kind of hell to start with because it was really hard. I lost a lot of weight. I got very skinny. It was 3 weeks in the middle of Hungary.
Like from stress?
Just from not really being fed very much. We had to sleep outside and we had very limited food. I'll show you pictures one time. They're a bit not.
Were you a participant or a host?
A participant. It was the first thing I ever did.
Oh, okay.
And then from that, I got hired to work as a host.
That's how we do it. That's how you do it.
And yeah, it was awful. We slept outside. We had very, very limited food. We were filming like all day, every day. We would do competitions several times a day. It was very competitive.
So kind of like the American version of Survivor?
Yeah, but different.
Okay.
But it was the best thing I ever did. So just any of those days, I think.
And how old were you then, if I may ask?
It was just before I turned 30.
Oh, okay.
It was a couple of weeks before I turned 30.
Awesome. That sounds. I did not know that side of you until just recently. That you. I'm gonna
find a picture. I'll find a picture that we can put on.
Okay.
And yeah, so it would be one of those days, and without like knowing all of them now, I couldn't pick which one. But honestly, I've always said like if I could go back and relive something, it would be those 3 weeks because it was the most fun and testing and rewarding thing I've ever done, apart from having a child. No. I mean, aside from that, we all know that that's the most important thing in our lives. But this, yeah, it would be that. It was just the best thing ever. I'm gonna find something for you from it.
I love it. I also love that we are this far into the show, and I realized that my bathroom door is open. I usually close that.
I can see your pooper.
You most certainly cannot, but okay. Oh shoot, maybe you can. Is that what you guys call it?
No, of course it's not.
Thank you. That term means something completely different where I am. But
does it?
Yeah.
Can we edit
that would be like your butthole.
Let's
be your pooper.
Let's just put a Billy Pope.
Let's just descend straight. We are just forget it. There's no recovering.
Listen, it's late. I've had a really long day.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can tell by my face. Look how tired and white I am.
I don't think you look tired at all. I think, but I
And
will
what
tell you
about
this: I think
white?
my hair was wet when this episode started, and it
What
is
about
now
white?
bone dry. That is.
Look how white I am. You didn't say, no, you look healthy.
I was only half listening.
Yeah, okay. Go on. So how about you? If you could go back and live one day. If
See,
you
here's
could
the thing.
be
I
met
do have
me.
answers to that.
Oh.
I have answers, but my stories are not short, so I can't. Yes, I have things I would do. One of them was actually a kind of a. I'll do it kind of briefly. There was a day that my daughter and I spent together that started out as just kind of like a. We were going to go with one of my buddies who worked in film, and he was going to take us to one of the sound stages that he was working on. He used to work on a show called The OC that was
Oh,
a
yeah,
really
I remember
popular.
that.
Yeah, he worked on that show like start to finish. After it wrapped, he was like, "Hey, I'm going to take you guys and we're going to look at the set, and we got to go on, the back lot of Universal Studios." But then the day turned into this beautiful night, and it was like beautiful weather in Los Angeles, and we ended up driving around the whole backlot area, like in a golf cart, and basically kind of doing a private tour of the backlot of Universal Studios after hours. Somehow no one ever came and like told us, "Hey, don't do that." And they have like a studio tram tour that you can take if you're at the theme park. And it was after hours, and we basically got to go on that route, and like we got to see all the cool stuff that the tram sees, but we got to like get out of the golf cart and go like I got to go inside the Psycho House. I got to go right down and touch the Jaws shark. I got like stuff. I have pictures of it somewhere. Stuff
That's
that you're not ever
cool.
supposed to be able to do. But that day, that was perfect. That was such an amazing thing, because it started out as one thing and turned into something totally different. That was amazing. And driving around in my buddy's old like hot rod convertible, like on the highway, and it was a very like LA thing, but it was awesome. So I'll go with that.
I love that.
Thank you.
That sounds fun, and you managed to tell that in a timely manner.
I could, if I tell you the full version, it'd be like, I was actually trying to think of it on the way home today, driving home from work, and it took like the whole 18 minutes, and I was like, I cannot tell that story, because I'm like, the 5 people that are left are going to be like,
Please shut up.
Was there a transformer there? I don't know. I'm like, actually, there was transformers there.
Do you know what we've not done? Right? We've not done upcoming races. I'm going to do that real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
Upcoming
Thanks,
races.
OCR
buddy. OCR buddy, by the way, did they even like?
No,
did they even like share or anything?
So coming up this weekend, we have Total Warrior in Wetherby. That's a good UK event, Total Warrior. There's also a lot of Deca Fits and Deca Miles, because there always is. I should do.
There always is.
This is Medieval Extreme Race in Valencia. I think that is an OCRWC qualifier.
Where is that?
Valencia.
Valencia. All right, we'll go with that.
Oh, there was a Rugged Maniac.
Oh, not anymore. There's not. Womp, womp,
not
wow.
anymore.
I'm gonna win that race. I'm gonna win that Rugged Maniac.
Are you? Even though
and I'm gonna announce it next week. First place, Rugged Maniac. Prove me wrong. Someone show me that I didn't do it.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
An X-Men race Sherbrooke. That's happening. Nothing major.
Sounds like copyright infringement.
Let's see. On the Sunday, Total Warrior again. There's more Total Warrior. Bristol Pretty Muddy. Camp Spartan. That doesn't sound real. Lots of Deckers.
Sounds like kids hauling rocks up to Joe's property.
I really need to be better at this.
I mean, I could have helped and come up with some too, but
okay. I have one silly question for you.
The OCR report has a calendar right on there, pinned to the front of their Instagram page.
Oh, they do.
That has a lot of results too.
Last question, and then we'll end this hell for everyone. Is there a specific song at the moment that you are hyperfixating on?
There is. It's a song called The Gold Song, and it's by an old gold song. And I say old, but they're probably old. They've been around like 30 years. An old New Jersey punk band called the Bouncing Souls. And I've known this song forever, but for whatever reason, it's just like it's on one of my playlists, and whenever it comes on, I'll listen to it, and I literally like go back and listen to it a second time. And it's just to me, it's like just a quintessential like fun, like East Coast punk rock, like 90s jam.
I
And
mean,
I
that is just who you
absolutely
are in a nutshell, isn't it?
kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
And if I could play it on here without us getting like copyright struck, I would. I don't know how do you do that? How do you get? Can we get away with that?
We
Can
can
you play a
try.
clip? What's
I
that?
mean, if it's short, we can try.
Right. Anyway, I don't even know how to do that, to be honest. But
Mm.
if you know how to do that, let me know.
I'll think
And
about it. I probably can work it out, yeah.
we can take that offline, as they say in corporate America. We can leverage our adjacencies.
Mhm.
We can,
Come full
all those other
circle.
things. But yeah, the Gold Song by Bouncing Souls. And I
Nice.
just saw them back in like October, and they were just as good as I remember when I saw them like on the Warped Tour when I was like 30
12.
years old or something.
Oh, 30.
No, no. How about you? Do you have a song that's like bebopping around in your little squirrel brain
Yeah.
or your brain?
What is brain in French?
Bleh,
It's
probably.
not bleh.
Blah,
That's arm.
bleh.
Brain in French
Brain in
is
French.
cerveau.
How do we
Cerveau de
milk this?
écureuil.
How do we milk this show for a few more minutes?
Yeah. So, mine's not very cool.
Is it Rocket Man by Elton John?
No, that's a very good song, but it's not that. It's less
Okay,
cool.
what it doesn't matter.
It's
Is it
it's Southern Nights by Glenn Campbell.
Dude, we just talked about that. Wasn't
Did we?
that in the last, didn't you sing part of it in the last episode?
I'm still obsessed with it then. I realized on my drive today, I was just waiting for it to come on. And I was like, this is getting bad. I'm skipping through a lot of music to wait for Glenn Campbell.
I didn't realize that it was until you mentioned it that it was Glenn Campbell, who was also he had other bangers like Rhinestone Cowboy was his.
Is he the Wichita Lineman?
I don't know.
No, who was that?
I just said I don't know. That means I don't know. That's
still on the line.
I only know those. Glenn Campbell.
Glenn
it's
Campbell.
kind of like what?
Glenn Campbell.
Was it really?
Yeah.
It was kind of like when I was road tripping to Colorado a couple years ago. I listened to. I was like, you know what? Fleetwood Mac. They're popular, and I just put on a Fleetwood Mac playlist, and they have so many songs.
So many more songs than you think you know.
That I didn't realize were there.
And you're like, oh,
they
actually, I shouldn't turn my nose up at them. Yeah.
This is them. Like,
yeah.
There was like 2 or 3 times where I was just like,
it's the Formula One song, whatever that's called, and you're just like,
yeah. I'm like, I thought this was, I don't know, some other 70s band with. Yep, let's go. Now the show's getting good. Hope someone's watching this late in the show. In fact, that'll be in the tagline. Tune in to 26 minutes and whatever. But
there's 2 more songs. So what's it called? The song from Fleetwood Mac that's used for Formula One, and it's just like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
really good. But there's 2 other songs on sporting shows that are really good. One is Ski Sunday, and the other is Wimbledon, and I implore you to check those out.
Okay. Second. How did you make 2 weeks in a row? Last week it was there. You must have yours. Like, I'm doing the same thing you're doing. And come on. You know, one of my favorite things about Fleetwood Mac is that the woman in the band, one of the women in the band is called Stevie, and one of the men in the band is called Lindsay.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Flipping gender stereotypes on the head since
from the 60s and beyond. Whatever I don't know when they were around. My mom really liked them. Not anymore.
I think that's Ski Sunday. I don't think that's Wimbledon.
And you just locked up, which is the perfect time. Hang on, you're all choppy. This is the perfect way to end the show. Hey, Fran.
Hey, Carlo.
Hold on. Now it just started working again, right in time for us to wrap it up.
You're totally frozen. You're like this. You're back.
Oh, hey, Fran.
Hey, Carlo.
This was fun.
Let's do it again next week.
Sounds good. Bye.
Bye.